The end of the year is coming, which means the sweet discounts are here. Will you be buying an earbud for yourself or gifting it to someone? Well, stay tuned because today we'll talk about the best TWS earbuds pick this year has to offer in every price bracket. That's 30, 50, $100 and up. And I'll recommend the best sounding, best for calls, best half in ears, and more use cases. So grab your coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here and welcome to my 2021 TWS Earbuds buying guide. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I do this kind of video every year, and in my 2 years of experience reviewing TWS earbuds, I can definitely tell you that this year we've seen so many new releases that bring amazing quality of life improvements. One of which is a standard dual mode Bluetooth connection. This means you only have one device registered to your phone, but you can still use the left or right side independently. You can even switch between them without any interruption to your music or phone calls, and things were a bit more complicated back in the day. So right now, no matter how much you spend, you'll get a good product. But yeah, I got a feeling that this is going to be one massive video, so I'll prepare chapters to help you navigate around, and as always, I'm going to fully disclose that not all of the earbuds here are bought by myself. Some are sent to me free of charge, but please know that despite all that, you will always get my own honest opinion. Now, if you're interested in a particular earbud, I highly recommend you watch its full review. I go over all the details, including its latency, microphone tests, and everything else. And then finally, when you decide to buy them, please use the affiliate links down below so I could get a commission at no extra cost to you. It really helped the channel out. Thank you so much. All helpful links are going to be down in the description below, and without keeping you any longer, let's get started with our first price category, my top picks under $30. Starting with the best sound quality for $30, I can recommend you 3 earbuds. Number 1, if you want a treble focus sound, you have to check out the FIIL T1 Lite. This costs a tiny bit over $30, but trust me, the sound quality is similar to its brother, the FIIL T1 Pro that I've recommended for the longest time now, and it completely obliterates all the other budget options, becoming the best crisp and clear sound you can get for the price. Its other main features are the tiny and compact build. It supports some customization in the app, especially now that you can use the English FIIL app. It becomes that much better. Speaking of its other features, it's got full control over music and volume. It goes very loud, and most importantly, this thing is fully waterproof at IPX7 rated. As for number 2, if you like a more balanced sound, I highly recommend you the Haylou GT5. Now this one is more affordable at $25, and it's very possible that it could go as low as $20 during sales. This one is special because it's the most fully featured earbuds you'll find at this price. It supports wireless charging, it's got gaming mode, it even has in-ear detection feature. Add to that a good balanced sound with strong bass and a warm treble and a nice wide sound stage too, you really have something special in your hand. I loved it since the beginning of the year, and until now, they're still my go-to recommendation at this price point. Moving on to number 3. This one is for you bass heads out there. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried the One More PistonBuds, you're missing out. This one comes in at around $20, and depending on your region, you might not see the PistonBuds at all, but you got the on-thing air-free instead. Rest assured though, because these two are the exact same thing, just a little bit different branding there. Now, while the controls here are super limited to just play, pause, and voice assistant, it delivers on the sound quality aspect, giving you a ton of bass kick without muddying the mids and highs like most bassy cheap earbuds at this price too. Like, listening to this is actually a ton of fun. But it doesn't stop there. It has one more trick up its sleeve: the call quality. If you're looking for the best sounding microphone for things like online classes, meetings, or you just do a lot of phone calls, there's no other earbuds at this price that can rival the One More PistonBuds. In fact, If you've seen my 20 mic test comparison video, one can argue that the call quality here is better than the much more expensive AirPods Pro. Why is it so good, you might ask? Well, that's because one more uses a deep neural network algorithm that's trained to specifically look for human sound and nothing else. An alternative to this is the number 19 earbud I've teased in that comparison video. It's the Soundpeats Mini. Same trained algorithm to focus on human voice, but Soundpeats has a much more balanced sound, much better controls, including volume, and even though coming in slightly more expensive at 27 bucks, I can see this appeal to a lot more people. And I personally love this so very much. I haven't made the full review yet, so subscribe if you want to see that coming very soon. Okay, we've talked about the in-ear choices now, but what if you don't like the feeling of silicone ear tips being jammed into your ear? Or you just want to listen to music while still being aware of your surroundings? Well, that, my friend, is where half-in-ears come into the spotlight. And my recommendation has always been the same. That is gonna be the Soundpeats True Air 2. Nowadays, you can get this for only 27 bucks, but of course, I believe it would go even lower on sales. And I think it would be enough to say that it sounds just like the AirPods. Bass is there, battery life is good, the controls are perfect. It even supports aptX adaptive, and if you want wireless charging, you can get the True Air 2 Plus. Trust me, these are all my complaints with budget half-in-ears before the True Air 2, then suddenly this year, Soundpeats just came out with this and boom, all fixed. Now, as an alternative, you could try out Haylou GT6, but keep in mind I haven't checked it out yet. I've only heard a lot of great recommendations from my fellow reviewers, but if you have the GT6 already, please let us know down in the comments below. What do you think about the earbuds? Are they worth it? And help those who are looking to buy one too. Alright, this next section is something that we dreamed of 2 years ago, and today we finally got it. This is an ANC and transparency mode capable earbuds right under $30, the Realme Buds Air 2 Neo. Now, of course, the ANC is not going to blow your mind, nor does the transparency will sound like the most natural thing in the world, but it does perform similarly to its bigger brother, the Realme Buds Air 2, and it very nicely reduces the background noise or opens up your surrounding when you need to. It gets the job done. App support is amazing. You can customize the controls except for volume, and it sounds bassy. Not the best thing in the world, but still very acceptable and definitely a very capable package for the price. And finally, if you're looking for something to game with, you want that truly wireless experience, I've told everyone time and time again, you don't need to spend much, you just need to find those with a good gaming mode. It's a bit tricky though, as not all gaming mode are made the same, but I could always recommend the trusty QC-YT5. This thing has been around since as long as I review earbuds, and it's becoming dirt cheap nowadays, coming in at only 18 bucks, and that's without discount. It sounds awesome for the price, it's a STEM style design, so mic quality isn't bad either, and most importantly, the gaming mode reduces latency to around 200 milliseconds, so you can definitely feel the lag, sure, but it's not as annoying as other earbuds that don't have gaming mode. Haylou GT5 is also another very nice option. As I've said, not only it's the most fully featured, it's also got good gaming modes. Pick one according to your budget here. That pretty much wraps up my recommendations around $30 US. If this video helps you out, please hit the thumbs up, share it around, and let's continue with the next price point. Here are my recommendations around $50 US. As usual, starting with the sound quality, we have 4 options here. And at number 1, we have a V-shaped tuning, so punchy bass, recessed mids, and a very bright treble sound. This is the Edifier TWS Pro. Honestly, this is not my cup of tea because it gets harsh and fatiguing after a very short listening period, and mic quality isn't the best either. Not to mention, I've got some complaint about its design, about how it, sometimes doesn't recharge when put back into case, but some people just love this sound. So it's 35 bucks. Get it if you like it. At number 2, we have a newcomer that I finally got my hands on after countless people asked me to review it. This is a very well-tuned, balanced sound earbuds, the Haylou W1. I think of it like an upgrade to the FIIL T1 Lite. So take that crisp and clear treble, make it sound more natural, and although I think it's still below the FIIL T1 Pro, but it's right up there, very close to meeting it. The addition of Knowles balance armature really works wonders here, and again, stay tuned for the full review, but for now I have no problem recommending this as one of the best sounding earbuds for the price. It is that good. Next, at number 3, this is for those of you who like a more mid-focus, vocal-first sounding earbuds. I highly recommend you check out the Soundpeats Sonic Pro. It cost $43 at the time of recording, will go on discount for sure, and its main feature is none other than its monstrous battery life of 15 straight hours of music playback or online classes, meetings, stuff like that. This will plow through your day without any issue. It supports wireless charging, it has physical button that includes volume controls. The only thing I don't like here is you need to press really hard to use the buttons. But I've got some tricks to get around that, so head over to my full review if you're interested. Lastly, at number 4, this should be a spot for bass heavy earbuds, but what we have is actually a good balanced sound that leans toward the bass. This is the Soundpeats Truengine 3 SE. This $37 earbuds is a legend. It got rave reviews when it was released last year, and this year they're updated with the new QCC3040 chip, so it's got the latest and greatest features like dual mode Bluetooth, support for aptX adaptive gaming mode, battery life. Pair that to the excellent sound that kicks hard on the bass, never sounds harsh on the treble, and has excellent soundstage. You won't be disappointed. I promise. Okay, what's the best for calls in this price bracket then? Well, I would refer you to my 20 mic test comparison video again, but let me tell you, the UGREEN HiTune X5 is a surprisingly good performer. I said surprisingly because they don't have the fancy AI noise cancellation tech. It's just a good old Qualcomm CFC 8.0. Maybe they fit in more mics or they've done some wizardry out in their factory, but these earbuds capture my sound and then isolate them from the street noise very well. Another aspect that's very good here is the build quality. They feel like something twice the price, but keep in mind that the fit and sound isn't the best here. So do check out the full review before you check out this one, but if you want something that has a very good mic, this is going to satisfy you. Now, what to get if you want a half-in-ear around $50? Well, I've only tested these very recently, but I'm genuinely falling in love with the FIIL CC2 as well as the Soundpeats Air 3. Let's start with the FIIL CC2 first. This is an international release, so global app support, you have 3 EQ selections, it can control volume, it has gaming mode, but most importantly, it looks super unique. The case is made of real metal and the design is just so different in a sea of earbuds that looks just like Apple AirPods. Speaking of which, while the Soundpeats Air 3 looks like the AirPods, they are significantly smaller, and seriously, these are the tiniest half-in-ear I've used to date. They almost feel like nothing when worn, and the case is really compact. It could fit in any pocket, including probably the super small one inside your jeans. Yes, it's more expensive than the True Air 2, and whether it's worth the extra cost is up to you, but I can reassure that both of these sound very good for a half-in-ear standard, and overall, they are well worth the money. Now, moving on to the ANC recommendation, I used to recommend the Soundpeats T2 here because it has great ANC, very natural sounding transparency, good sound, good controls. The only problem I have about it is it turns on with ANC off. So you have to tap and hold to activate transparency mode. And then if you want ANC, you have to tap and hold one more time. You do this every time you take the earbuds out of the case. I haven't tried the new Soundpeats T3 yet, but I did try the Edifier TWS T30NB, and you know what? This is my new ANC recommendation. At $40, this has like 80% of the ANC performance of the Soundpeats T2, but brings better V-shaped sound, app support for customization, including customizing ambient mode levels, and most importantly, it's more user-friendly because 1, you can use ambient mode with only one side, and 2, it always turns on with ANC. Then a quick double tap will switch to ambient mode, and finally another double tap will turn the feature off. less friction, much more user-friendly. As an alternative, you could consider the Realme Buds Air 2 if you want even more seamless experience. These earbuds remember your lost use setting. If you put both in your ear, turn ANC on, and you take one earbud out, the other one that you wear will automatically switch to transparency mode. It's an experience you get with the much more expensive earbuds I'll mention later, but the sound quality just doesn't do it for me. Or I've got another option for you. If you really want multi-point connection, you can consider the Xiaomi Redmi Buds 3 Pro. The problem with both these offerings from Realme and Redmi is the ANC quality isn't very strong, and the transparency is a huge downgrade from Soundpeats or even the Edifier. So keep that in mind while you choose between these options. Either way, I think they're still worth the price anyway. Now, let's talk about gaming. If you've been following the channel, you know that there's nothing that could beat the Redmi AirDots S, at least until now. Enter the Edifier Hecate GM3. This earbud can go down to 134 milliseconds with gaming mode on, playing PUBG on my iPhone 10. Gaming is a very good experience here, and it not only reduces latency but also dramatically changes the EQ, boosting the upper mid-range to emphasize gunshots and footsteps, and it also applies a virtual spatialization for a wider soundstage kind of effect. I'll have to do more tests to know if it's a good thing or not. It sounded kind of fake for now, but it does go very loud in case you want to be extra aware of far away footsteps. Just be careful not to put it too much and damage your hearing. All that said, I have to warn you that this is in its core a gaming earbuds first, and unfortunately the sound quality for music mode is meh at best. It's your typical muddy and bassy earbuds, and don't ever use gaming mode for music because the EQ boost will cause distortions among many other problems. So honestly, it's a very niche product. If you play games a lot, especially shooter games like PUBG, then this might be for you. But if you don't, then look for the other recommendations. They are going to give you a much better experience overall. Alright, if you're still watching, I would like to thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and I know that I couldn't check out everything that are out there. Of course, I will be missing some, and if you have any personal suggestions that I missed, let me know down in the comments below and subscribe. Maybe I could check that out in the future. And also follow me on social media to check out the new stuff as I unbox them. And with that said, let's move on to the third price bracket. Here is my recommendations under $100. So starting with the sound quality, as always, my treble balance pick of the year is gonna be none other than the amazing Moondrop Sparks. This $90 earbuds is the company's first foray into the true wireless market, and with their expertise in making great sounding IEMs, they've knocked it out of the park here. It's got great bass response, great clarity, better than any true wireless earbuds you can get at this price, and most importantly, the sound staging is very wide. Then there's the design color options. Some people are going to prefer a more discreet matte black look, but if you want something fancy, it's got a pink and a purple color option with their own artwork design, the translucent soft plastics. I loved every bit of it. There's an app called Moondrop Link where you can customize the controls and EQ. It's very bare bones and Android only at the moment, but it does the job. The only thing it's missing is volume controls, and the weird thing about it is one tap is available to be assigned, and someone told me that the volume control option was there in the first firmware update, but there has been a couple more updates and now we cannot find it. Moondrop, if you're watching this, I know I'm being stubborn, but please add volume control and everyone will be happy. Okay, Moondrop Sparks will be the only earbud in this price bracket to not have ANC or transparency mode, but if you ask me, I'd still say it's worth it because it's just that unique. But yeah, this next one not only gives you a great mid-focus sound, but it also has one of the best ANC for the price and one of the most natural sounding transparency. This is the one more ComfoBuds Pro. Nowadays, you can get this for only 70 bucks. It used to cost 100 bucks, and who knows when you can get this on year-end sales. It might be even lower. It's something that I've recommended to a lot of people, not only because of the ANC transparency, but also because it's one more, and it's got that deep neural network algorithm to take the mic quality up to the next level, just like the PistonBuds. Almost nothing can beat how clear they pick up my voice when I'm out and about. The only downside I can say is they don't sound impressive at first until you get used to it and you'll start to appreciate its quality. This is the same with the Soundpeats Sonic Pro I've mentioned before, and also it doesn't default to ANC, so you'll have to tap and hold every time you pick it up to turn ANC on. A little hassle, not as much as the Soundpeats T2, but nothing deal-breaking. And also, it lives up to its name. This is a very comfortable earbuds to wear. Now, you know what's coming next. This one is for you who like space and still want ANC and transparency feature. I've got two options for you. Let's start with number one. This is the $72 FIIL CC Pro. Let me take the case off here. This thing gives you a good bass out of the box. The ANC and transparency is almost as good compared to the one more ComfoBuds Pro, but you're missing out if you don't use the FIIL Plus app. Set the EQ to bass and you'll see why I recommend it here. The sub-bass rumbles powerfully without compromising on the mids and highs. But it doesn't stop there. The app has so much to offer in customization, including how you turn on wind noise reduction, transparency mode, and ANC. There's also a gesture to quickly switch between two paired devices, which is almost like a multi-pairing feature. But really, the best part is now it's supported by the global English FIIL Plus app. If you're buying one, make sure you buy the English version. If you're one of the old users, you could still use the English app too, which is great. Now, as for the second option, this is actually an older earbud, so it doesn't have dual mode connection. There will be a brief moment of pause when switching between left and right earbud, but it still packs features worth recommending even today. This is the $75 Tronsmart Apollo Bold. The bassy sound is complemented with a little bit of treble boost, giving an overall very fun sound. The ANC transparency is decent, nothing amazing by today's standard, but it's got complete controls, including volume. The app support is also very nice, although the EQing part of it is not great. The only possible problem is the size of the earbuds, which is quite big. But otherwise, you really can't go wrong with it. Alright, let's move on to my best pick for phone calls under $100. And of course, I won't talk about this section without mentioning the comparison video I've made. This is the number 20 earbud, the Edifier Clear. Now, as far as pricing goes, they say this is going to retail for $100, but at the moment, early birds can get them for only $60 to $70. Fortunately, until today, I still can't talk about the sound quality because they've changed the EQ in the final version. I still haven't got it yet, which makes my bassy pre-production unit invalid. Also, you need to know that the ANC or transparency mode isn't very good. Far from matching the one more ComfoBuds Pro or even the FIIL CC Pro, but one can argue that the mic quality is better than the ComfoBuds Pro. In my review, I compared it to the AirPods Pro and I can't be more mind blown when it could still catch my voice in very challenging situations where the AirPods Pro just straight up sounded like garbage. But the million-dollar question here is probably, how does it compare to the one more ComfoBuds Pro, right? Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see that comparison, and subscribe to not miss the video when it comes. Okay, we're almost done now. If you want a half-in-ear option and you have a budget of $100, what would you get? Well, I'm not saying the AirPods are bad, but I think the $85 Galaxy Buds Live is better. You can watch my full review for the full story, but the gist of it is many people misunderstood what these earbuds are for. They are half-in-ears. They're designed so that you can hear everything around you clearly. And the ANC is only there to make the low rumbles quiet, so you can hear your surroundings a little bit more peacefully. Anyway, that's cool and all, but why I think it's better than the AirPods? Well, that's because of the design. So far, all of the half-in-ears have only copied what Apple did. And it's not perfect. For example, my left ear can't handle half-in-ears very well. Where my right ear fits them perfectly, the Galaxy Buds Live are a different story. They're bean shaped and the extra silicone tips makes them stay even in my left ear without any problem. And don't shove it into your ear canal, just let it sit on your ear concha and you won't have any discomfort even when you're using it the whole day long. Trust me, I tried. You can learn more about the sound quality, the app, and how it compares to the AirPods in my full review, but the important thing is this is a great recommendation in its original price, and now when you can find it below $100, it's a steal. Alright, that's gonna be it for the $100 price range. I haven't tried any more premium gaming buds, so there's no recommendation for that. And there's no specific ANC recommendation because all of them has ANC and all of them are great. But hey, what if you have no upper limits? What if you've saved up for a while and you want just the best thing you can get right now? Well, here's the bonus section, and I've got 4 earbuds to introduce to you here. At number 1, we have the Edifier NeoBuds Pro. This will set you back $125 US, and it is the cheapest of the bunch. But don't let that fool you because everything about it is awesome. Sound quality is literally better than anything else I've mentioned before, especially in the soundstage and instrument separation, but it's also packed with top-of-the-line features like great ANC, great transparency, awesome design, great app support, making it one of my favorite earbuds of all time easily. If you got it under $100 when it first launched on Indiegogo, you should be grateful, and hopefully if they lower the price even close to $100, I will say drop everything I've said and get this instead. Now at number 2, we've got another newly released flagship, and this time it's from Anker called the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. Now to be completely honest, I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard a lot of people saying good things about it. It's $170, I can't say much about it for now, but it's coming to the studio very soon, so I know I've said this so many times before, but subscribe if you want to see the review. I think it would be fun to compare it to the NeoBuds Pro as well, right? Okay, now at number 3, I just wanted to briefly talk about how the AirPods Pro is still a very good purchase even 2 years after its release. Because not only you can find it below $200 regularly nowadays, but it's also packed with features. The latest update brings in spatial audio with head tracking, on top of the regular Apple ecosystem goodies like automatic device switching, iCloud pairing. It's also still the king when it comes to the most natural sounding and the most transparency mode. ANC is very capable as well. It's a very solid offering for iOS users, and even more so if you have more Apple devices. There's no reason why you would buy the new AirPods 3 unless you really hate silicone ear tips. And also if you're on Android, just forget about it. Finally, the 4th earbuds that I want to talk about is the Sony WF-1000XM4. I've been using it regularly for the past 2 months, and it's really about time for me to make the review, but let me sum things up quickly here. This is one of the most expensive earbuds you can get. At $280, yes, it does have the best ANC around, but you need to use the foam tips for that. And at first, you might even find it very uncomfortable to the point of hurting only after 1 hour or so. The earbuds are huge, which also contributes to that discomfort, and honestly the sound quality only at best has a slight edge over the much more affordable Edifier NeoBuds Pro. Oh, and also transparency mode is not the best thing around here. It sounds clean, but you still feel like your ears are plugged in. There's really no running away from the tight fit of the foam tips, I guess. Anyway, this might be the only earbud I recommend you to think twice before buying. And just to pick an example, you can get the Edifier NeoBuds Pro, save a lot of money, and still be satisfied. But hey, if you want the latest and greatest from Sony, then I guess go for it. The discomfort issue also disappears the more you use it somehow. I don't know why, but stay tuned for the full review as I'll talk all of its up and downs in detail, including the latency and mic tests. So that's it. I really hope this video helped. I'd appreciate it if you use the affiliate links too. Let me know your personal recommendations down in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching until the very end. I'm Kenneth, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oke, selesai akhirnya.